Hey, you ready?
I'm ready. Hey.
Oh. Hey.
I'm
Dr. Corbin,
excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited, B. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to let that groove. Let me check Facebook, make sure we live and well in public on this thing. Let's see. Yep. Let's edit privacy, public. Boom. All right, we are good to go. All right, perfect. Well, Dr. Corbin, thank you so much for joining us on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who this is before me, this is the one and only Dr. Angela Corbin, guys, located in Atlanta, Georgia. She's one of our top leaders inside here in generational wealth. And I had to bring her up here on tonight so you guys can meet such an amazing friend of mine. We've known each other for quite some time. She's really impacted my life. I used to just look at her and be like, man, she looks like she got it all figured out. She looks like she has it going on. Always carries herself so well. Always dressed to impress. Always just this aura and this posture about her that just I was always attracted to, and I was always I just always admire you, Angela. So that's why I initially reached out to you. So that's quality right there, So quality. So we appreciate everything that you've done. But guys, I brought her here on tonight so you guys can hear a little bit about what she's been able to achieve from the corporate world versus the investment world. And for guys that you don't know me, I'm B. Burrell, one of the top educators and leaders inside this opportunity that we're a part of, and it drastically changed my life. But so before I speak any further, Angela, if you could just share, again, where you're from, a little background about you in about 15 seconds, right? And then we'll go on with the segment. So what you got?
Well, real quick, I want to give it back to you, B. Thank you so much for just thinking enough of me to share this opportunity. Because had you not, just reached out to me and told me about it, my life would not be the same. I would not be in as good of a, financial situation that I am. So thank you for being such an amazing leader and just always being there. You guys, a little bit about me. My name is Dr. Angela Bumphus Corbin. I live in Atlanta. I've been here, for 22 years. I am a country girl at heart. I grew up in a small town in Kentucky that wasn't even on a map, you guys. I'm the youngest of 5 kids, first generation college graduate. And for me, I just knew that my parents always said they wanted me to have better, and my siblings did the same. So I was told, I was told to go to college and get a good job. So I went to college. I got my first degree, got my bachelor's degree, moved to Atlanta after that. And then there's this thing called adulting, right? So I was like, oh, I'm living check to check for real. Let me go back to school and get another degree. So I got my master's, right? I got my master's, and it did help, it did help advance my career. My husband stood by my side through that, and we agreed about that, but we did not agree on me getting my PhD. And when I looked at the opportunity and I took it to him, I was like, this is going to be a commitment, because he wanted to start a family. So, we pushed through. I got my PhD, and my family's still alive and kicking, and we're good. So, I was just taught to make money the traditional way. And, sometimes the traditional way needs to be remixed a little bit.
I'm with you. Well, guys, that's part of why we're here about to have this conversation. You're listening to somebody who's literally went through every single degree possible and has so much success. And I want people to understand that they don't have to fear making a living while they build their fortune. Can you give people some insight on when you first started investing, just naturally, how did you feel shifting from being in the corporate world? And I know you're still making a living, and I know you're well on your way to retirement here in the next couple of months. Leveraging your investments. But can you tell people, when we first sat down, we had a conversation and I shared how to multiply your income. How did that make you feel, knowing that, well, I'm already working my job. I'm a doctor. I have these degrees. What else do I need to do? How did you feel from the beginning?
Oh, wow. Excuse me. I felt a little nervous, because you get to a point where you're making quote unquote decent money, or what some people, depending on what their level of success is, they may say you make a lot of money. So to some people, 50,000 may be success. To some people, 100,000 may be success. But, I was able to get to a point in my career where I felt like I was, had decent success. I was working at it. But having that conversation with you, kind kind of made me excited, and it made me nervous, because I knew how to work corporate America, right? I knew how to advance in that, and I knew how to, I knew how to stand in front of 500 people and give a talk. I knew how to go to a conference and do that. But, over here, it's like corporate America and investing are totally different. I don't have, there's nobody. Let me just say this. If I mess up my money over here, I mess up my money, so, but getting a check, that check hits every 2 weeks, and that's what I called, a security blanket. But, I'm definitely thankful for my 9 to 5. But when you were telling me about it, and when I began to see it for myself, I was like, wow, I can definitely see myself becoming a millionaire, the first millionaire in my family. And it was exciting and scary at the same time.
That is amazing. So I think my biggest takeaway that you just said was, for the first time, I believe that I could become a millionaire.
Yes. There was I had a certain salary in my head that I knew that I wanted to make with my job, where I said, once I get my PhD, I look at every career position as a stepping stone, right? I don't call them jobs, I call them career positions. I believe in the management of words. So, every career position to me is a stepping stone. So I knew, I was a coordinator, then I was a manager, and then I was a leader, but then it's like, I want to be a director. What can I do to get to that point? So I became a director, for a nonprofit organization for the state. And I was like, okay, this is cool and this is safe. Excuse me. But, just being able to just kind of look at that and say, yeah, I'll make good money, but my dreams are so big. People say, they laugh at me because I say I'm a gold digger. I'm a gold chaser, GOAL. Not gold, but gold, because I kind of have tunnel vision. It's like, if I see it, I want to make sure that I do it, that I can get there. Right. But investing is something totally different. Investment is a different type of money, and it's such a wonderful feeling to know that not only will I be able to take care of my immediate family, but that I'm creating generational wealth, Brittany. That I'm creating, wealth that's going to go to my son and then my grandchildren. I'm trying to leave them. I'm not, when I go away. When I go to Zion, I'm not trying to leave them debt. I want to make sure that I'm leaving them, in a situation to be rich and wealthy.
I love it. I love it. Well, congratulations to you. Anyway, I just heard you mention management of words and leaving behind generational wealth and gold digger. Somebody just dropped it in the chat box. And for everybody on the line right now that's streaming in with us, if you have some significant goals, drop gold digger in the comments for me. GOAL digger, hashtag gold digger in the comments. If you're a person in this year, for sure in 21 that you're going to be digging deep. You're going to make sure that your goals are secure. So if that's you, drop gold digger in the comments for me, because I just want to give y'all a quick shout out for all my people who have a vision on the line. But Angela, that's so real. And I think a lot of people, we're so used to that form where we go to school, we get good grades, we work a job. Nothing wrong with jobs, by the way. Working careers are such a blessing. They help us to make a living. They help us to take care of our family and pay those bills and have a roof over our head. But at the same time, there's another level of life. There's another level of living that goes beyond that. And a career can never really truly take you there, because you have to be present to have that type of income. Well, in the investing world, guys, as she was sharing, she said she was scared at first because she's walking to an area where she doesn't have to be there. She was walking into an area where she doesn't have to get on. She doesn't have to dress up and put on her heels and put on a dress. Her money had to put on those heels and that dress for her to create wealth, guys. So thank you so much for sharing that. So quick question for you as well. So we're talking about going from the corporate world to the investors world, right? Can you share with people the type of patience they need to have why their investments are going to work? What type of expectation or what preparations they need to make as they're working their job, as they're making a living, but in their investments are going to work. How do they prepare for that transition when they can fully exit their corporate life? What do you say? What did you think that is?
Wow, that's a really good question. For me, just realizing that every profession kind of has their own language, and for me, coming to the investment world, it's like learning a new language. You have acronyms, and you have money. You're talking about different countries and stocks and cryptos and currencies, and I'm like, wait, what is this? What are these? What are these things? And for me, just give yourself some grace, because I was so excited and I wanted to jump in, and it was like what is it, a $6 trillion market a day? When you are, when you look at that, it's like I had to give myself some grace because, again, having tunnel vision, feeling like I had to learn everything, all within the first few months. And that was kind of hindering my success. So one of the things you told me, B, is, it's like slow down and figure out how it works for you. So thank you for your guidance. What I had to do is I had to slow down and figure out what works for me and to give myself some grace and to realize that, yes, we can make money fast, but then there's also certain places where you can put your money and just let it grow. And I'm not talking about a bank. I'm not talking about a regular savings. I'm not talking about my 401k that's dropped like $22,000 this year. I'm not talking about those things. Yeah.
Wow.
When you look at those statements and your heart skips a beat. So, in Social Security, by the time I get there, it's not going to be there. But being able to look at this situation and say, yeah, I think, I'm grateful for my career in corporate America. I really am. But this particular thing is something totally different. You have to change your mindset. This doesn't work like a 9 to 5. You have to change your mindset. You have to give yourself grace, but really you have to be coachable and teachable. I'm a little more seasoned in age, but I'm learning so much from the millennials. Like, someone took the time yesterday, I'm going to shout out Kimmy T, took the time yesterday to go over something pertaining to social media. So, it's new and I'm learning. So what I would say to people, regardless of your age, is give yourself some grace. Yesterday, Kimmy got on a call with me and, she was like, do this, do that. Let me show you. She was very patient and she was very kind. And for me, it's like, don't be afraid to ask questions. When you don't know, ask questions. And, just you'll kind of see, and you'll feel like, the people that you kind of connect with easily. And, just go to those go-to people because you guys have been doing this much longer than me. And I'm still learning. So, just, again, give yourself some grace and be coachable and teachable. Step out of your comfort zone. I had to step out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
Step out of your comfort zones. So another question, guys, we're talking about the corporate world versus the investor world. You guys are live streaming right now with Dr. Angela Corbin, who's very successful in her career, but she also opened up her heart. She opened up her mind to really understanding investments so that she could begin to pass down generational wealth. So can you share with people the importance of, you just shared that your 401k just dropped over 5 figures in income, right, guys? I'm just going to put the number out there. She said it has declined over $20,000. That's somebody's yearly salary, right? 401k has dropped over $20,000. Can you share with people how important it is to have multiple streams of income, to have something in place that's recession proof, to have these things in place? So in instances where your 401ks, whatever, may have these fluctuations, because they will, but there's this security that you'll have knowing that you understand the language, that you know investing. Can you share with people the importance of having multiple investments?
Absolutely.
There we go.
I think this pandemic that we're in, knowing that we've been, social distancing since March, and, I think that's been a reality check for a lot of people. It's like, one day, people are going to work and they had a job, and within a week, depending on the contingency plan of their organization, they're gone. I mean, I work in nonprofit. I know some organizations that didn't even have, 2 weeks worth of salary saved up, and you're talking about people who it was payday and their job couldn't pay them. So, I think that's a reality check, but just, this pandemic has definitely put it into perspective. So it's like, you have your job and you have your regular money coming in, and then you have a savings, but that's not enough. You want to get to a point where your money is working for you, and while you're making money in your sleep. Right now, I told my husband within the next 6 months, we need to have seven additional streams of income in different ways. And it's, mine and his. And this opportunity is helping me to create 1, 2, 4 of those. I had to sit there and count for those, because if you just have, 1 or 2 streams of income, you guys, what if something happens? There are so many people that don't even have $1,000 in their saving account. savings account. So like if an emergency were to happen, what would they do? It's like, do they get their car fixed, or do they pay their rent or their mortgage? Do they,
Wow.
do they get their car fixed, or do they pay for their medication for themselves? Or, do they call and make an appointment, what do you call it? A payment plan because their mother needs to help, needs her bills paid. So you have to have additional streams of income, because this world is, the economy is harsh. Let's just be real about it. The economy is harsh, and we're not. I have a degree in public health, so I know a lot pertaining to this. You guys, my PhD is in epidemiology, and as an epidemiologist, it's just the one that studies diseases. People can say what they want to, but you guys are not going to be even close to what we call normal until 2022. This vaccine that's out there, we're already like 67,000 people, 67 million people behind what they promised us to be vaccinated. So yay, we got a vaccine, and yes, people can go back to work, but it's not, let's just be real. TV can tell you anything, but from the back end of it, as a public health expert, it's not going to happen. It's going to take the economy a while to bounce back. But that's the thing about what we do and about investing and trading. We make money whether the market is good or bad. And that's something, Brittany, when you told me that and when you showed me that, I was like, how could I not get this opportunity? Because you're like, oh, the stock market's crashing, my 401k is going down. But in here, it's like, oh, what's dropping, what's selling, how can we get in? You have put your hand down. So you have to have multiple streams of you have to have multiple streams of income. And something else is that I know not everybody is able, but for those couples that are able to live off of one income or even 1.5 streams of income, try to live under your means. So, just for an example, my car is 9.5 years old, my car is not any, and granted, I'm gonna get me another nice car, but that's just something, one of the things I'm like, instead of me, going out to get another car payment is $600 something, let me invest that, let me put that towards my son's college fund, let me drop that in my trading account, so just thinking of ways that my money's gonna work for me.
Wow, you just dropped so many nuggets. But first of all, that's right what you just said. Finding ways where what can I remove? What type of things can I replace to keep that money in my pocket? So taking a break from cable, taking a break from keeping the car you got for a while to use that income to invest, right? What kind of things can you do? What type of things can you implement to start using that income for investments, guys? And that's a smart investor, right? What things can I take a temporary break from so that I can use that income to put it in other vehicles? Because what you guys will understand is you want your assets to pay for your liabilities. All right, that's what people are missing. They let their only stream of income pay for liabilities. You want to make a living, take parts of your income, put those into investments, and allow those investments to pay for your liabilities. Hence the new cars, hence the new houses and other things. And of course, just creating time freedom and financial freedom, right? So you said your doctorate degree is in studying diseases, right? And Shane, I think you said it was 67 million people behind.
We're behind like 67 million in the number of vaccines, because they thought it was going to be 4 companies that got approved. Well, initially it was only 2, right? It was 2. Okay. And then it's like another one that's been approved. So right now we have 3 vaccines that are in circulation around the world, about to have 4 if that 4th one didn't get approved yesterday or today. But, those people in power, that don't necessarily follow science, made these big promises that we knew they weren't going to be able to keep. Vaccines don't happen overnight, and even if it does, you still have production. But I was also telling somebody, even if you have 100 million vaccines sitting somewhere, it doesn't matter if people are not taking them or if they're not being administered. So yeah, we have them, but if they're not being utilized, it's not really helping to bury that curve. So you guys, I would just have to say, I'm a firm believer, do some research for yourself. Just take a few minutes and Google things. So for an example, I had to Google binary, so different things like that. So don't be afraid. Binary options. So don't be afraid to Google things. Yep.
So real quick, I love how you said a lot of people have to play this. What is the role when you have to? You just said, am I going to pay my car note or am I going to pay my rent? Right? It's a certain term that you use for that. but everybody's trying to figure out, do I pay the gas bill? Do I sleep? Do I have hot water this week? Or do I not have gas for the stove, right?
Mhm.
Everybody has to put on these debates for their wallets, guys, and that's a horrible situation to be in. And thank you for shedding some light on that, because you just brought a revelation to me. I used to be that person, right? Do I have to ride around and need an oil change, or do I pay my phone bill, right? So having these debates, there you go, juggling, or just these conversations, which one is more important, right? And that's a horrible situation to be in. And thank you so much for shedding light, guys. Dr. Angela joined Generational Wealth, and her life has drastically changed, not just financially, but spiritually and mentally, right?
Right.
Can you tell people how trading has changed your life? What have you learned for trading, and why people should be learning how to trade, not just Forex, guys? It's indices and cryptos, binary options. In the day trading world, period, binary world, why should people do this?
So I'm going to jump into that, but let me just backtrack real quick. Juggling. I had been there had to juggle my finances. I mean, I remember there was a time where I was working 3 jobs. I was working my 9 to 5, then I was going to Walmart working 6 to 11, and then on the weekends I was working at a homeless shelter. So I had 3 jobs. Wow. And I just feel like once I hit 25, that I should not be calling home to ask for money. I knew that if anything ever happened to me, that I had a safe place back in Kentucky that I was going to go to. But I was like, I'm not going back home. I'm not going to do that. What do I need to do to make sure that I can take care of myself? So one of the things that my father always told me, he said, the only man I ever want you to depend on is me. And that stuck with me. So I didn't have a problem, working 2 or 3 jobs. I didn't have a problem keeping an older car. But what I did is, once I got out of debt, I just stacked my money. Being broke is what taught me how to manage my money. I remember being that person that didn't have money to go from check to check. I don't know if y'all have ever had to look in the couch for quarters under your car. I remember being so broke. Wendy's had, and I chuckle about it, Wendy's used to have a 99-cent menu where you could get a single, a junior cheeseburger, chicken nuggets, or fries for 99 cents. If you got 2 of those, it was $1.06 each. So $2.12 is sometimes what I had what I would eat, or cereal, because I did not have enough money to get to check. So sometimes people kind of make you feel bad, and I know I'm going in the different directions. Sometimes people kind of make you feel better. They say that you changed. Don't ever be embarrassed about that, or don't ever let someone make you feel guilty about success, because I remember when I could barely feed myself. So to be able to put myself in a situation, and it was hard, it was some days where, I knew I could have called home for money, but I didn't. And when my parents later found out, they was like, why were you down there barely eating? It wasn't pride. I was just like, I need to figure this thing called adulting and figure this thing called life out. So I remember those days. So I used to have to juggle too. I've made my payment arrangements. I've had to sell plasma to get gas money back in the day. So I no longer let people make me feel guilty about where I've worked so hard to get to in life. But the importance of trading, I think that was your question, or what has it done for me?
Pause for a second, because that was a testimony back to back that you shared. And one thing you just said, don't never let nobody make you feel bad about chasing success and wanting more, because I know what it feels like to be broke, right? If you've ever been that person where you had to dig in the couch for some coins, drop a 1 in the comments. If you've been that person where you was praying that their gas meter did not hit E and you get stuck off the exit, drop a 1 in the comments. If you've been that person where you barely had some food to eat and you just peanut butter and jelly joe sandwich to death, listen, drop some 1s in the comments, because I want you guys to understand it's okay, because I've been there, right? So understand, at the end of the day, listen, that nigga just changed my life. Don't ever let nobody make you feel bad about obtaining success, because I know what it is to take cold showers. Yes. I know what it feels like. Yep. Thank you, Angela. Now, what was the question? Why should you be trading? Why should you join Generational Wealth? Why should you be putting your money to work? Zero knowledge. What's your answer?
Zero knowledge coming in here, just looking at the bigger picture, just looking at, redefining what success.
I don't want to answer that. I don't want you to answer that question. I want you to answer. I want you to tell people why trading has changed your life.
A mind shift. First of all, I had to switch I had to shift my mind, you guys. I had to get out of, because I was taught the quote unquote the society's way. I was taught how to quote unquote make success society's way, but that's not the only way, to do it. The traditional way is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But for me, trading was just something totally different. I could not imagine, being able to take my dreams bigger without trading. This opportunity has just been so amazing. But Brittany, really being able to sit there and and I did it one day. I was like, although I'm salary, how much, if I break this thing down, even though I'm salary, I broke out my calculator, how much am I making an hour? Being able to make sometimes what I make in a day in 2 or 3 minutes or an hour, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. And I didn't have to drive an hour and a half to Buckhead to do that. I was sitting here in my pajamas eating cereal. I was upstairs, or I was sitting on the porch watching my son ride his bike. So to me, it's just a different. It's just different, and I get emotional because it has been it has been so impactful. So trading for me leads to financial freedom, but also personal development. My personal development has wavered, and I'm gonna just be honest with you. It's like I do good, then I don't. I do my meditations, then I don't. And for me, it's like girl, get it together. You need to be consistent. You can have all the dreams and goals that you want, but if you're not doing the work, and if you don't have that personal development, faith, and belief, because I'm gonna tell you, some of your loved ones are not going to support your dream. Some of your loved ones are not going to support your business. So what I had to remind myself is that I have to be self-motivated. I have to be self-motivated, and I have a great foundation in my household that supports me. But I had to just kind of realize that God gave me this dream. He didn't give it to anybody else. So I had to not take it personal when somebody's like, Dad, you still studying? Are you reading another article? Yeah, I am, because God gave me this and I know what to do with it. So for me, it's just like I have to trade. I have to get into this zone. And also it comes with discipline. For me, this has been a challenge. It's been a challenge for me, or not a challenge. I'm going to say a challenge. It's been a beautiful challenge because it's letting me look closer at my character flaws, right? Because, you get comfortable in corporate America, and I know what I'm weak at over there, but coming over here into investment, into trading, it kind of exposes your weaknesses, and it lets you know, I'm lacking in self-development, or, I thought I was really good with my faith, but my faith walk needs to be improved, or I need to, to increase my belief, or I need to humble myself and go ask for help when I need help, even if it's something as simple as social media. So, trading has done, it's more than just, it's helped me more. It's helped me beyond finances. Granted, I'm making money and I thank God for that, but it's also helping me to grow in different areas. And not just that, to widen my footprint of impacting lives. This opportunity has been so amazing. And when I see people, that I share this opportunity with, that they're blossoming, man, that they're like, I can finally say for a vacation, I've never been out the country. Some people didn't even have a passport, but just sharing this opportunity and watching them grinding for themselves, they have dreams like, I can really take me and myself out of the country. I can put my child in a private school because the public one where I live isn't that great. Even if I have to be about 20 miles from here, I can afford to do that. So I chose trading for a lot of different reasons, and I can't imagine it not being in my life.
Wow. You just gave me a lot of goosebumps. Wow.
I feel it. Sometimes I get emotional, but I feel it. It's been such a blessing. Yep.
Wow. And that's why we keep, listen, this is why we're in the stream today, guys, because I had to make sure people understood the amount of impact. It's not just about making money, y'all. It's so bigger than that. Our generational wealth family is so grounded, so close. I mean, we like, Lou, if you're part of G-Dub, the plug, drop some plugs in the comments for me. But it's just an amazing experience. Shout out to I Am Master Academy, who's positioned all of us to even have this testimony right now. Thank you, God, for using these amazing people inside our company. And last but not least, guys, we double time today, but I ain't care. I want to make sure y'all got these nuggets. with just closing remarks, it's like I said, it's definitely changed my life, and I appreciate you for hopping on this stream today. I hope a lot of you guys who tuned in, please start from the beginning and listen. Just listen and absorb the value that she shared, the testimonials that she shared. Okay, so you guys, you should be trading. All right, join Generational Wealth. But Angela, if you could close us out and share, last but not least, any advice you would like to give people in 2021, anything you would like for them to say. Guys, we definitely want you to join our family, our trading family. We'll teach you how to, leverage our products and services. You don't have to know anything. All right. It's literally just copying and pasting. We also have an educational side. We have an e-commerce side. We have a whole bunch of streams of income inside this opportunity. So, but if you can share with everybody what you think they should know in 21, and we'll close it out with some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Something that I can tell you that everyone needs to know is that it's okay. It's okay to feel a little uncomfortable, and it's okay not to know everything to start something. I'm still learning how to trade, but I'm gonna tell you this: I'm the copy and paste queen, and in it, I would just say, what, believe in yourself. You need to know how to believe in yourself, even when it's a little shaky, you guys. Just, do something different and believe in yourself. But, we would love to have you as part of our Generational Wealth family. Just coming into this opportunity, not knowing anything. And I was so nervous, but I was like, ooh, I knew that this was something that could help me. So, it's okay not to know everything. That's what I'm going to say to you, but believe in yourself and think outside the box. Because with a leader like Brittany, I mean, it's beyond phenomenal to be in this opportunity.
Well, listen, I'm excited. She said the key word of the century, which is, who knows the key word? Somebody dropped it. Mr. Nathaniel dropped it. The key word is to believe in yourself. She said it earlier. You got to be self-motivated because God gave you the vision. He's creating through you. He's expressing himself through you. So you got to believe. All right. That's been our 7 days of giving with Dr. Corbin. The corporate world versus the investor world. Please listen back to this stream. If you are still on this stream, in the comments for me, drop whatever you want. Some flames, some diamonds. Express yourself in the comments for me. How y'all feeling? Talk to me. How y'all feeling? Who's feeling blessed?
Absolutely blessed.
Hey, let's go. How y'all feeling over there?
Oh, I'm feeling lit.
Let's go. The year of celebration is in full effect. We are here. G-Dub the plug with my love. Hey, Miss Wagley in the building. Listen, y'all stay in that vibration.
I love it here.
Keep it high. All right, keep it high. However you feeling, that's what you're attracting. So stay in a good vibration, stay in a good spirit. And I want to see y'all winning and getting all your goals. Now, she said gold diggers in the building, all right? But let's get it, guys. Blessings to y'all. Y'all have a blessed night, all right? We waiting for this button to click. There we go.